Welcome back, everyone, to Nariyama's Let's Play Minecraft version 1.12 of Direwolf 20's Mod Pack. This is episode 4. We are solidly in the early game with some power generation going on and some rudimentary machines to do ore doubling and other things for us. Last episode we showed off the new smeltery. I did say I was going to show the recipes for those other bricks really quickly. If we do at Tinkers and we move along here, we'll see them right down here. So we had the seared glass. It's just 4 around the glass thing. The other thing you can do is, where's the other one? Seared gauge. This is the one that I used. And there's also seared window. All these are good. You can basically use them for the smeltery or to as decoration, so good stuff there. Otherwise, at the end of last episode, we made some thermal expansion machines. Right now we've got a full energy cell, we've got a steam dynamo making us power. Interestingly enough, I already recorded this video. Well, I should say I already played the content for this video, made all the things I was going to make, but didn't record it. So yeah, nub YouTuber move there. So we're going to do it again. Everything's back to the way it was before, or at the end of last episode. I did clear out a little more of the temple, make some room. Today we're going to make a couple more machines. We're going to make a couple of items that make our life better for mining. So really, the last thing we need to really make manual mining the best it can be is some sort of magnet. And we will make a flux magnet. Then we'll make a flux capacitor to power it. It will also recharge our items in our inventory. So this will keep our dark boots nice and charged up. And then we're going to make a couple of items for the machines that'll help augment them. So we'll talk a little bit about augments. Finally, towards the end of the episode, we will start into Astral Sorcery with the Luminous Crafting Table. Alright, that's about it. Oh, the last thing I do want to make really quick is a chisel. You notice I've already made one, but I'll show how to make that again. Again, like I said, I made all this stuff already, but didn't hit the record properly, evidently. So let's start with the chisel. Chisels are really nice. They let you change certain blocks into different versions of those blocks. So if we do things like marble at Astral, you'll notice there's a bunch of different types of marble: engraved, chiseled, runed, all this stuff. Now there's recipes to make this using the altar, but you can also just use a chisel. And while the chisel is sort of a consumable that you're going to use, it's still pretty good. And the eye chisel just gives you a couple of extra little options for chiseling multiple things at a time. The other thing that this is going to let us do, one of the places I would like to store my marble is in my dank null here, and in order for it to only take up one slot, it all has to be the same type of marble. So when we cleared this out, we got a bunch of different types. As you can see here, we got marble, arches, engraved, chiseled, runed, the whole works. And so if we take this in here and we start, I actually want that one, we can chisel it into any of these. So we could make other things. We could make circular pattern, tiles. I mean, there's tons of different things we could do, but we all want it to be the same. Or we want it to all be the same, I should say. So let's just start chiseling this. You notice it uses a little bit of the durability of the chisel each time. That's okay. This will chisel a lot of blocks for us before it breaks. And for 1 diamond, 1 gold, and 1 redstone, that's pretty cheap at the price. Alright. Oh, forgot one. There we go. Now, instead of taking up multiple different slots in my dank null here, it'll take up all the same spot. I can just put it all in there. The only thing I would caution is you are going to need a lot of marble for Astral Sorcery. You may actually run into that 2,000 block limit, and you might want to change some of it to a different type so that you can store up to 4,000 blocks. Bricks or arches are a good choice there, in my opinion. All right. So moving right along, the next thing we need to make is this induction smelter. This is a nice machine. It's going to let us alloy materials without having to go use the smeltery. But in order to make it, we need something that's an alloy. We need Invar. So to get some Invar, we need some iron and some nickel. Where did I put my nickel? Oh, you know what? I don't think I processed it. How much we got here? We'll do 3. Should be plenty. So this will make 6 nickel, and it's 2 to 1, iron to nickel for the alloying. We want to do this as little as possible if we can, because nickel has a chance to make platinum, which is really, really hard to get and needed for the final tier of thermal expansion stuff. And we can improve the chance at getting it once we upgrade our machines. So we don't want to process a ton of nickel ore to begin with. Here we go, 6 nickel, some iron. Let's go throw that in the smeltery. All right, we're going to turn off our automatic processing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Boom. And boom. All right, so that'll alloy up, and then we can make some Invar and use that for the stuff that we're going to make today. But we can make some of the other components while we're waiting. So we are going to make 2 machines, so we will need 2 machine frames. So 1, 2. 2 machine frames, check. Each of these machines take copper gears, so we're going to need 4 copper gears. 3, 4, all right. And they both use redstone reception coils in their bottom slot there, so we'll make 2 of those. All right. Once we're done with that, we can make the redstone transmission coils for this one. And the other one takes sand. And then this one takes a lead gear, so we'll hit that up. All right, let's go see if our Invars are ready. Sure enough, 2 blocks. All right, so we'll pour 1 block out here. We'll hit this, and we should have some Invar here shortly. Invar does take a little longer to cool. The harder the metal, generally speaking, the longer it takes to cool. So lead and tin cool very quickly. Invar, iron, those sorts of things cool very slowly. But we'll get 4 ingots because that's what we need for our recipe. And we'll go make the stuff we need. All right. Really quickly here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's make our machine. So we need a induction smelter and an energetic infuser. All right. Now we're gonna slap that down. We do need some more leadstone flux ducts. I'm just gonna take the ones they made previously. You've seen me make those before. And there we go. We have some power. We have an energetic infuser. Now, this is what we're going to use to charge up our items. So when we put our flux capacitor in there, it'll charge up. Unfortunately, it charges very slowly with the base machine, but luckily, Thermal has a fix for that. So what we can do is we can augment the machine. Whoops. So if we look here, and I actually have it on my thing over here, we have this flux linkage concentrator, and it says allows rechargeable items to be charged very rapidly. This is an augment, and it's an augment for a machine. Now, unfortunately, what we have to do in order to put this augment in is we have to upgrade the machine. Upgrades come in 4 tiers. So if we look at our stuff, we've got hardened, reinforced, signalum, and resonant. So hardened takes bronze and Invar and some redstone. Reinforced takes silver, electrum, and some hardened glass, which we haven't gotten yet, but it's not terribly hard to get that. Signalum starts getting a little more difficult. It takes this alloy called signalum. Signalum is a alloy of redstone, silver, and copper. So it takes a fair amount of redstone, but we can make it in the smeltery, which is nice. Otherwise, we have to do some kind of manual combines, which can get a little tedious. So that's the Signalum one. It takes an electrum gear, and then it takes this cryothium dust. This is where this gets difficult, because cryothium dust takes blizz powder. Blizzes can be found in some of the cold biomes, and they drop blizz rods. The other way to get this is with a fluid transposer with experience. Now, if we look at our experience bar, we have a lot of experience, 56, and we're actually going to make another item this episode, which I hadn't planned on originally, but it seems like a good idea to me. We're going to make a Tome of Experience. I think that's actually a thermal expansion item, sure enough. Or Tome of Knowledge, there we go. So we're going to make one of those as well, and that'll store our experience for us. And we can also use it to put the experience in the fluid transposer. Let's go out and get the rest of our invar out here. There we go. We're going to need this for those upgrades. So let's head back. Now what I'd like to do is upgrade all of my stuff here. So I would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 upgrades. That would be 32 invar. Luckily, I did make some invar in the previous unrecorded part of this episode. We still don't have enough. So let's make 1, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 24. Yeah, we got enough for that. Alright. In order to do that, we're going to need to make some bronze. So if you recall, bronze is 3 copper to 1 tin to make 1 bronze. And 18 and 6 should give us 24. This thing, metallurgical flux, you can use the induction smelter to process ores. If you give it a flux, it will double or triple, or in some cases quadruple your ores. We have to upgrade the machine to get the quadruple, but if we give it rich slag and an ore, it'll make 3. If we give it sand and an ore, it'll make 2. If we give it sand and an ore, it will also possibly make a slag for us to then use to triple other things. So this is sort of the easy mode way of getting ore tripling in the mod pack. And we will probably use a little bit of it as we go along. So, waiting for this to come up. I'll actually make a few of these and then I'll get the others as it comes. Alright. So, bronze gears. We will use that to make our hardened upgrade kits. Now, to install these, you can just right click on the block. There you go. The other thing you can do is, oh, I'm sorry, no. To install these, you right click on the block. We'll upgrade that. We'll upgrade our pulverizer. Okay. Now we need that flux linkage concentrator. So we need a silver plate. We need another one. Oh, we're missing some silver. Do I have some in here? I sure do. Okay. I need one of these, which needs electrum. Electrum is gold and silver in here. So let's grab some gold. I already got some silver, so 1. Where'd the silver go? I did not use all that silver. Where'd it go? Oh, it's still on the table. There we go. All right, making up our electrum. And here we go. Okay, last thing we need. Oh, we do need some more electrum. Okay. 1, 2. We already have the silver, so 2 and 2, because we need an electrum gear right there. All right. What else while we're waiting here? So we did get the rest of that bronze. Let's make up the other hardened kits. And pretty quickly we'll make the reinforced ones. Whoops. Wrong button, John. All right. And here we go. Electrum gear and flux linkage concentrator. So you can install this by just right-clicking it. That puts it in the augmentation slot. You can click it to take it out, and you can also manually install them. What this is going to do is it's going to let us charge this thing much faster. So let's go ahead and make one. We need some sulfur, which I've already ground up some coal to make some sulfur. So there's our flux capacitor. We'll stick it in here, and notice it starts filling up. Notice how quickly it's using the inventory of the power inventory, right? So it's charging at about 1,000 RF a tick instead of 60 RF a tick, which is what this normally takes. Now, this can go up to 8,000 RF a tick, but unfortunately the leadstone flux ducts don't allow us to transfer that much power that fast. They're limited to 1,000 RF a tick. All right, so let's go ahead and make a flux magnet, and then we will show these two items. All right, so the flux capacitor, when you use a flux capacitor, it has a different mode. So it can charge items in your inventory, it can charge everything, or it can charge equipment. We're going to go ahead and do everything, and then to turn it on, you just sneak and right-click, and that'll start charging stuff. So notice it lost some of its charge because it charged up our flux magnet. What's nice about the capacitor is you can put it in your bubble slot so it doesn't take inventory. Same with the flux magnet. All right. Flux magnet, if you hit C, it turns it on and off. So attraction enabled, that's what we want. If you sneak and right click, it opens up a filter, which is going to be really nice because we want to use this when we have Astral Sorcery, and Astral Sorcery has stuff that needs to stay in the world in order to do its thing. So we don't want to pick up everything from Astral Sorcery. All right, let's go sort of show how this works. So we need to fix our hammer here. All right, let's go take a look. So here we are. If I break this, notice it's over there. I get closer and it just gets teleported to my inventory. Some magnets, there are a bunch of different magnets and a bunch of different mods. Some of them draw things to you until you pick them up. Some of them just teleport into your inventory. Thermal's magnet is one of the ones that just teleports into your inventory. So, good stuff. This is going to basically be the best manual mining setup we can do. So we've got, 3x3 mining. We've got the dank null to pick up all the stuff we don't want. And we've got a magnet to magnet everything into our inventory. So, good stuff. So another augment we're going to make really quick is an excitation field limiter. The reason we're doing this is because if we look at our power thing here, not a good example because we just used a bunch, but when this fills up, this will continue to burn charcoal very slowly unless we put this augment in it. So let's do that. And didn't I just make, oh, those are 10 nuggets. Oops. Nobody saw that. Lead nuggets, okay. Excitation field limiter, boom, there we go. All right, so we got our flux capacitor, we got our energetic infuser, our induction smelter, our flux magnet, our chisel, show the hardened upgrade kits, the linkage concentrator, and the excitation field limiter. Okay, so the last thing we're going to make is a tome of knowledge. I think all we need are books for this, yeah. Do I have any? I sure do. And of course I've got some leather because I've been killing cows all over the place. Alright. 1, 2, 3 for leather and a book, and then we need some lapis and emeralds. And luckily we found a few emeralds. So let's get the tome of knowledge, throw it in there, and right click to fill it up. Now, this is really a nice item for a couple of reasons. One, it means, let's say a creeper sneaks up behind me and blows me up. I don't lose all my experience. It's stored in my book, right? I can also use it to right-click on either machines or other, like liquid volumes to fill it with liquid experience, which you can use in recipes. Cool stuff. We will eventually enchant this with holding so that we can hold some more, but right now we just have a way of storing all that experience, which is great. All right, let's do the luminous crafting table. So we started the whole Astral Sorcery before. We got our resonant wand. And now we need to make a luminous crafting table. So if we look at our Astral Sorcery book, the Astral Tome, you'll see, oh, this is from the last chapter, of course. There should only be one chapter in here. Disregard that one, right? The Discovery chapter. And the Discovery chapter shows you how to make a luminous crafting table. The book here is really nice. It shows all the stuff that you've discovered so far and the recipes for the things you need. Now, I kind of paged through that quickly, but one of the things it says is that you need to be luminous crafting table solves both issues perfectly. Yeah, okay. So it's basically saying you needs light shining at it when crafting, right? So you have to be under one of these crystals. That's kind of why we're here. So we'll go ahead and grab some marble out of our thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we need to make sooty marble, which is made by surrounding a piece of coal with any type of marble, of white marble. And that will make sooty marble for you. Then we'll come in here. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, you know what we need? We need another crafting table. There we go. All right. Now, once we do this, we make a luminous crafting table. Now, what you didn't get to see is there was a thing in the previous content that said discovered exploration, and that's that second chapter. So if we come out of here, we zoom out by scroll wheeling out, now we have exploration. So when you make a new, the next tier of altar, you discover the next chapter as well, right? So the exploration chapter is going to show us how to get, how to find places that are good for starlight, which we won't need because we have this collector crystal, and how to make liquid starlight. And liquid starlight's really neat, and because we have the thermal expansion stuff, we're going to use thermal expansion to sort of collect all of the liquid starlight out of the light wells. So if we break this, we can put this down right underneath the crystal there. Now notice, the crystal is going to illuminate the table. Oh, because the crystal does not have the view of the sky. There we go. Let's go out and break all that stuff that's in the way. We could use that actually. Alright, there we go. Drop all the way down. Dark boots keep us from taking damage, and now we have a fully powered table. So, we'll be able to make the next tier very quickly. All we need to do is get a light well set up, and then we will be good to go. Alright, so let's take a look at what we did this episode. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, but that's okay. So we made 2 new machines. This induction smelter, which is really nice, lets us do the alloying without having to go out to the smeltery out there. We made the energetic infuser, which lets us charge items in our inventory. Again, very nice. And we made a couple of items. We made the flux capacitor and the flux magnet. Flux capacitor will charge our stuff up. Flux magnet will draw anything we break toward us. Actually, technically it'll teleport it into our inventories. Now, notice it has a radius of 4. If we upgrade this, that radius gets bigger, and that's just nicer. Also, if we upgrade it, the filter gets bigger as well, so we can filter more things. What else? We augmented our steam dynamo here with the excitation field limiter, which is nice. That means it won't waste charcoal when it gets full. And what we're going to do is we're going to augment these with some speed upgrades. So auxiliary reception coils, which let us process things faster. Do we have enough gold to make one of those just to sort of show it off? I think we do. Here we go. One of these. And then one of these. And I will kind of show this with the pulverizer. So let's get a stack of iron. Throw the stack of iron in there, and notice, you know, with an upgraded machine, it's drawing 30 RF a tick, and it's going a little faster than it was. If we stick the augmented auxiliary reception coil in, let this one finish. Boom. Notice how it now has double the capacity. It's using double the RF per tick, and it's going much faster. Now, this uses 60 RF a tick by itself. This sucker is producing 60 RF a tick, which means right now, with these two machines going, we are losing power, right? That's okay. We will soon get more power generation going. All right. So next episode, we're going to dive a little more into Astral and the things that Astral needs. If we look in here, it's going to need one of these rock crystals, and we found some of those in the second episode. But we can't mine them up yet because our hammer isn't good enough. So we're going to show how to improve the hammer so it can mine tougher tools. We're also going to show all the Astral Sorcery stuff and how to gather starlight, all that kind of thing. In between episodes, I'm probably going to destroy the rest of this structure because we're going to need the marble. So I'm going to go ahead and cannibalize it, and then we will take a look at some more Astral. Again, thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully this is informative and teaching you a little more about sort of the things you should be looking at as you go through a progression through these sorts of mod packs. Thanks again. Bye.